Hi, everybody. Welcome in to another edition of Pop's Mother Road Freebird Report. We're in the middle of doing a Cummins swap, and in our Cummins swap, we've taken my F350, which has a 6.4. It's running engine right now, but it's at 180,000 miles, so we're going to go ahead and swap it out. We're going to have that thing up for sale. If somebody wants to buy the thing, we'll have it up for sale here in probably a month or so. So anyway, what we're going to do today is we are going to show you some of the rather inexpensive upgrades that you can do to your P pump. I'm going to do this in two parts. Today we're going to do part one, and part one in this is we're going to increase the RPMs. And so here's some 3,000, 4,000 RPM springs for your governor springs that we're going to put in here. And that will be able to get a wider spectrum of RPM for what we're trying to get done with our overall horsepower 400. Also, we're going to go into the AFC. We're going to get the AFC, the diaphragm that's inside there, and a couple of O-rings in here that we're going to do. This came from Power Driven Diesel. There is the part number if you're interested in getting that. Also, we're going to do the Max Travel Kit. The Max Travel Kit from Power Driven Diesel. There's the part number right there for you to get. And this is going to increase a slide in a rack inside the AFC, and be able to get each one of these mods that we're going to do here is going to increase horsepower somewhere around 50 horses. Also have a couple of other items we're going to be doing probably in the next version, next episode. And that is we're going to replace the nozzles in our injectors. And these are the 5x11s. And we didn't go 5x12 because we didn't need all that extra all that extra fuel. We're staying with stock turbo, and so 5x11s will do fine. And also we're going to update the delivery valves. And in our delivery valves, these are 055s, and once again, these are not the most powerful ones for our P pump, but it's going to take care of what we want to take care of. And so we'll get the horsepower up there around 4 to 450, and that's where we want to keep it. So with no further ado, let's get into part one of our P pump upgrade. Okay, we got a P pump up here in the vise. We put the wheel back on it. I got the pin holding it so it stays in the same timing. First thing that we replaced though is this Mac rack cap that's back here. I don't have a part number for it, but all you got to do is just search it on the internet for a Mac rack cap on a P7100 pump, and you'll get this. What it does is it has a little deeper well in here for the rack to be able to move, and that's another one of those 50 horsepower improvements that you get if you do that. So that's the number one thing. That cost me $3. So these are pretty inexpensive. All right, so here's our P pump up on the vise right now, and so we're going to have to remove some of this equipment on here, and to open up the throttle and the cutoff, I've got to take this out. This is the area where we're going to go to do the governors down in here. And once we get the governors done, then we'll move on from there. But right now, let's get the governors done. And I've got to get this off, and I've got to make sure it's pinned. All right? All right, so there's the pin. Take that out, and we're going to make sure that it's all in there just fine. Let me clean this off, show you what I'm talking about. All right, so I'm getting ready to come off the kill right here. And when I come off of this, then there is a key right inside there that can fall off. And so what I want to do is make sure that that key does not get lost when I get this done. All right, here we go. So I got this magnet. I'll lay that magnet right here. So it's got a shot of grabbing it that comes off. Here's the key. Get that little bitty thing. There you go. All right, we got it safe. All right, magic openers, here they go. Their springs are. Oops, pull the pin out. About did that, didn't I? Okay, pin's coming out. Guess they call that flagging it. Alright, that's out. Now we're going to turn it. As you're looking at it, I'm going to be turning it counterclockwise. If I was looking in it like this, let me turn this over here so you can see. So if I was looking at it from over here, this direction, I'm going to turn it counterclockwise. So it's this way, counterclockwise. Till I can see the first set of pins. First. Show this to you. There it is, right there. There we go. See that in there? Okay, let me clean it off just a little bit. You don't want to spray any carb cleaner or anything in here. Okay, now you need a real clean area for everything you're going to do here. And I'll just kind of scribe it right there so I can show it. Okay, one of the things you want to do is you want to get a business card. You want to get it in here into the hole, stuck it down, and kind of bend it out. And so if anything drops, in here. This will keep it out from going inside. If that happens, then you're going to pull this whole thing apart. So just put something in there. It's going to keep things from rolling down in there. All right, let's get this thing pulled apart here. Can't lift you up any higher to see. So we'll just have to dig this out. Okay, so we got everything back in, and we're getting ready to turn it again. A minute ago we went counterclockwise, so we're going to go clockwise to get it back where we were. And excuse me for looking in front. We're going to look for the other. We're going to look for the other side over here. And here she is. There. Alright. Clean that off and we'll be right back. Alright, so we're going to push this in. We're going to once again orient the item that we are moving. So I want the last one to be right there. Got it marked. So we will undo this. Got to put a card down. And though the card didn't save me from anything last time, it was nice to have. All right, here we go. We'll push this down, hold it with one, and back this nut off with the other. All right, I'm going to bring you up here and let you look at this. Now, what we're doing in here is we're pushing this down and turning this nut as we push it down. And then this post stays. This is where everything centers around. Okay? All right. Continuing. I'm actually compressing the governor springs as I push down like that. And once you get them a certain height, then the nut just it frees up. And that's when you can take big magnet, put it right on top, and it should screw right out. Sometimes it do, sometimes it don't. This time it's being a little cranky, but I've got this magnet on it so it ain't going loose anywhere. Oops. It pulled it up. So I'll just unbolt it like this. Get my big old fat fingers in there, finish it up. Alright, it's loose. There it is. brought it up. And there it is. Now that's going to go back in. Everything else does not. No, none of the shims you bring out, none of that go back in. Bring out the little spring first. There's the little spring. And then there's the middle spring. It comes out. Now the big spring stays in there, but I have a shim down there, so I'm gonna bring this up and up. It'll go back in. And indeed there is a shim down in there. And there's the bottom end. First things first, get the big spring back in there where it's supposed to be. Got this whole thing all assembled. I'm going to drop it in there, right in the middle. There it is. And finally, on top. Threaded. We'll finish it up with screwdrivers. Cool. All right, we're going to rotate this back clockwise. I've got my mark right here. It's supposed to wind up right there. Land right there. Now, this ought to match up. Yep, it's there. Just gotta move it just a hair. So there it is. I see the timer in there, and it's there. This should not be able to move. That's right, it's sitting there. It is pinned. Now, are we going to leave it pinned? Do we have to move it again? We're going to leave it pinned. Click. All right. Now we're going to put that back over the top of it, just like that, and we'll go, shh, don't tell anybody I got in there. All right. Okay, we're going to pause it right here. We're going to pause it right here, and then I'm going to get it reset, and we will do those delivery valves. We'll do AFC, etc. tomorrow. All right. All right, part two of this adventure today is we're going to do our delivery valves. And our delivery valves shouldn't take that long to do, and we'll end this segment pretty quick. All right, let's start after it. All right, in order to break these out, you got to have a special socket. Don't get me going. How many special tools you got to have to do this Cummins swap? Special tools, gear pullers, and you know, injector pullers, and now a 32 spline. Look at that, 32 spline socket to get on top of this. All right, let's loosen each one of these up. We'll make sure it gets all the way on there, and then give it a good thump. Oh, look there, it turned everything. Jaw. People who would talk a lot. All right, here we go. Tipping it up. Catch that old spring right there. There you go. Keep her in there. Set her aside in a clean spot. And then your delivery valve is right inside here. And we'll pull that out. And there's those two. And this motor I have is pretty stock. Take a look at the shoulder here. See the shoulder? That's how you determine how much fuel it will let by. And the cut up here, how deep this cut is up in here. And we'll compare it to one of the new ones. Let's get one of the new ones out. All right, here's one from Power Driven Diesel. Nice packaging. Yeah. We'll pop this 055 out of here. So here's the new one. Here's the old one. Look at this shoulder down here. You don't have nothing. Look at this shoulder. Yeah, that shoulder right there. There's nothing. This one, you got that. And let's see how far this is cut in here. And that is wider. It's cut higher. So it's going to deliver more. Okay. So let me get this O-ring off of here. And that'll go on the injector part. All right, so there it is. It's getting ready to go in. Just as a reminder, some of the Dodge setups will have a ring down at the bottom there, and if it has a ring down at the bottom, then you want to make sure to pull that ring out because you're getting all new stuff. There's not a little bit of dirt down in here. I'm getting rid of that before it gets in my system. How did that get in there? I don't know. Some old dumb mechanic. Me. All right, well, we'll drop this one on down in there. There, it's set. And it don't take much. I want to make sure and get this ring on here. This O-ring has to get on here. And we'll bring it on down right there. Put a slathering of WD on it. Now this is gel WD. It sticks a little better. There, that's the way it ought to be, huh? There we go. Make sure your little ring sits right square on top of that thing. So you might need to hold it up with just a little bit of something. Make sure it squares in there. So if you can't tell, you need to make sure that it is on top of that post in the middle of that valve. There it is. It is there. Well, here, you take a look. See what you see. It looks like it says 052 179. 052 179. And to me, that's stock. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to bring these up 25 pound on the torque, and then we will sequence it into a 80 pounds. But let's get all these first of all at 25. Maybe you can see it. Maybe you can't. Okay. All right, now the instructions in the book say that you're supposed to just do it in a smooth motion and do it in one motion. So here we go. Oh, my thing is moving again, so you'll have to bear with me. All right, that takes care of your delivery valves, and we've got our governor set up to 3,000 to 4,000, and delivery valves all done. And so we only like one more thing, and that's we're going to get this set up for AFS to get a longer stroke, and we'll set it up for AFS Live. Actually, like I said yesterday, we're not going to do AFS Live. We're doing one little grade down below it because we don't need all the power from an AFS Live. AFS Live had that switch where you can switch it and everything goes full power. All the air you can get and all the fuel you can get. Well, I don't need all that. So all I'm going to do is just have it where I can adjust it and keep the smoke out of the air. That's basically the temperatures on my pyrometer and keeping the smoke out of the air. That's my only concern at this point at 400 to 450 horsepower. Thanks a lot, guys. Like it down below if you would. Subscribe. Pop's Mother Road Freebird Report. We're doing that Cummins swap. Thanks for joining us, guys. We'll do that AFS next.